Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for a little walkthrough of my brand ambassador projects for Graphic 45 for this month. And I was tasked this month to do an up-leveling. An up-leveling is where you take a project which has been part of the monthly kits that Graphic 45 do and turn it into your style. So the one I went for was the Travel Folio album by Annette Green. And it's a nice, long, tall, slim album. And you can get this printout to take you through project as it is, simply by going to the Graphic 45 website, which I'll have a link in my description below. But I was asked then to add my own little twist to it. So what I've done is I've taken Annette's idea, but I've added my favourite hinge system to it. So this was my prototype using little things. And then this is the one I'll show you in the tutorial. So I'll take you through making this Life's a Bowl of Cherries version. So let's have a look at what I've done inside. So you open it up. I've changed the dimensions a little bit just to get the most out of papers and out of my grey board. And I've also done the pages slightly different as well to what was on the project. But there are also extra ideas in this project, which is also a YouTube video walkthrough and tutorial as well for the Annette version. I changed the pockets here. Annette's version had 3 stacked ones and they were all glued on the bottom. I've twisted it a little bit and made these pockets so the bottom of this top one is not glued, which means rather than stopping there, it goes all the way down. And the great thing is, if you've got the long tags, you can fit them in there as well. And then from that, we attached this pull-out page. So I've used some of the patterns and solids here. This idea came from Annette as well. It's kind of like a double pocket, but it's got like little diagonal pieces, so I quite like that. And it fits your 6x4 photos, because this is one of the 6x4 journal cards. Not in the front piece because it's a bit short, but in the main piece you can. And if I thought I could have just glued this on 3 sides and you could have had another tuck spot behind. And I like the way she had a place to show you can pull out a photo mat. So from there then, I got another of the patterns and solids to go in, and some diagonal pockets, so slightly different to Annette's versions. Hers had more of a curve to them and they were long and tall, whereas I've made them so you can fit your 6x4s and they're not going to fall over. And the page inside, I've made that bigger than the tutorial one, so that I can fit a 6x4 photo and still have that blue border. And then it's just sort of a reflective one because everything happens the same now, just in the opposite direction. So we've got another photo mat and the diagonal. You open up, you've got that diagonal pocket, or the double diagonal pocket. And then these pages open out to the left. So again, another one of the journal cards here. and I've glued 3 sides to get that tuck spot there, and more pockets there. So that was my prototype, my little test run. And I said, this is my Life's a Bowl of Cherries one. So I've added places now where you can add your 6x4 photos, because that's sort of my thing. So that's how I've up-leveled this. And it's all pretty much the same, just using some different papers. So again, these pockets here, and I did take the idea from Annette about doubling over the edge, so I'll show that in the video, how I made these pockets have some extra strength there. Then I've left it plain here, but I could have stuck that there, but loads of places where you can just stick your photos, or if you like your journaling, adding whatever you want, because you've got these 4 pages here ready to be filled. I mean, you could do some belly bands, put some ephemera cards, whatever you want. And then we move on to these double diagonals again. And in the video, you'll notice that this is from the Patterns and Solids, and I had like a floral one, and I just felt it was just too much with that in the end, so I've lined it just by cutting a piece of this border paper and sticking it in. And then you've got place for photo mats in there. And, oh, it's so well hidden, I can't see. I've taken the notch out. That's all I did was take a circle punch, that is here. I turned it over, and on my circle punch I got these 2 lines here. So I just went in, lined up those 2 lines, and punch. And then you fit your photo card. I put my photo mat in. I punched another piece of paper. Actually, I've got some still left over here. Punched another circle, folded it in half, and then just put glue inside, and I just sort of made it fit into that hole. That's something I didn't do in the tutorial, I did afterwards. But it does sort of finish it off nicely. You'll see I did it here as well, but with a contrasting one, so you can see where you're pulling it out. Then you open up. So I did these diagonal pockets. Now I did in the tutorial put them, originally meant for them to come this way. I don't know what happened. I must have been focusing so much on explaining what I'm doing. I stuck them back to front, but they still work, that's fine. But since the tutorial, I've added a little border and just mitered here, just to add a bit of interest, because with the 2 reds, I just lost it a little bit. And then again, room for your 6x4 photos here, but I've put one of the little images. So that was just cut from the paper pad. And in the tutorial, I tell you that you can actually add another page in by making the spine a bit thinner. So I've done that as well. So that's not, this red one isn't in the tutorial, but I've added an extra 4 photo spaces by doing that. Again, as I said, my thing is adding regular photo size placements. So there's my 6x4. And again, that diagonal one here. So I did change this from my prototype. In the prototype, I only glued it down one side, so it's all open. But it just came out too much, I felt. So in this tutorial, I'll show you how I keep it flatter. Then another plain page, our photo mat is in there. And if I'm honest, I wasn't truly happy with that on that page. That probably would have been better on this side with the blue and the blue. So on the back, that's what I've done. I've attached this one onto the blue and done a little border strip again. And you can tuck them in both spaces there. And again, this opens up, so I've used exactly the same paper as I did there. So it all opens up for plenty of extra spaces. And again, a repeat of those pockets. There. There we are. Okay. So there we go. That is my Life's a Bowl of Cherries and my Little Things versions of the Annette Green Catch of the Day Travel Folio album. So hopefully you've enjoyed the walkthrough and you'll have a look at the tutorial coming up as well. So hope you've enjoyed it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It does mean a lot. And comments, please, I love reading your comments. So please tell me what you think in the comments section below. So thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you all again for the tutorial.